Hey guys, it's Brandon with Investment Joy, and I've had at least 200 people ask me how much money did I make off the laundromat video. And then, I've had another 200 people say, hey, I bet the videos on YouTube make way more money than laundromat. So I went to the bank and asked them for the money. This money came in yesterday on an ACH payment, and I went into the bank and asked for most of it. And when I say most of it, I couldn't go over the limit. There's a certain number that they have. Each bank has a daily withdrawal limit. And if I got the full amount for my channel, I would be over that limit. So here today, I have the amount that I made off that one video, and we'll post it here somewhere on the screen. How I finally opened up a laundromat video. It's sitting at like 2.4 million views. This is how much it made in October last month. Just that one video, just October. Totally awesome. I'm also going to tell you that while I'm doing this video about money, I'm talking about making money, the ads monetized with YouTube ads. I'm also going to tell you that this video has also been sponsored by Webull. Webull got a hold of me probably 2 weeks ago. They're totally awesome. And if you sign up with the affiliate link below in the descriptions, you'll get 2 free stocks. And we're going to start something really fun here in the next probably 2 weeks on our Discord service. We've got a server. The link will be for the Discord below. But we're going to start up an extra special chat just for doing IRAs. If you want to start on your own money journey so that someday you'll find yourself in a laundromat with a table full of cash like this, go ahead and start a Webull account. It's totally awesome. They pay me a little bit of money for each sign up I get, which is nice. But the value add for you guys is going to be us doing a IRA chat type thing together in the stonks, probably a sub chat on Discord under stonks for IRAs, because Webull has IRAs and they also have cash accounts, they have margin accounts. So go check that out. I would love for you to. So anyway, here is the money. And if you want to, I guess you could count all the money for it. And I would do a video just talking about the statistics and my CPM rates and how many views it is. And we would break down the stats and we would stretch the video out to 14 minutes just on stats. And if you guys want to look at the stats of my YouTube channel and you want me to do a stat video on nothing but CPM rates and all that stuff, we can do that. But I think there's something more important about all this money. And people on Discord and my Instagram would say, oh, Brandon's doing a flex video. And yeah, I guess I am, but to me, what's way more important about this money, and there is something way more important than the fact there's a whole bunch of dead presidents on my desk here, is the fact that I think that you can do the same thing at some point. This has not come to me easy. I mean, this is year 13 for investing and laundromats and all that stuff. And here, recently I dedicated myself to doing laundromat videos showing you guys what my life's like. So all this money's cool, but this is by far not the most money I've made. We've done a couple videos when I've made $13,000 in 2 days when I took my investor to the trailer park and we did a video, or I talked about how I could make that money off of him in just showing 2 days. Kevin came, I talked about that with his show, things like that. But all this money, this isn't the most money I've ever made. See, back in 2009, all that time ago, 10 years ago, it was actually July 2009, I was selling ebooks, a ebook course like crazy on the internet. I mentioned on Discord, I used to run something called a search engine optimization service. And at one time, I could optimize almost any website to rank super high on Google. In fact, if you would have gone on Google probably January, February 2009 and typed in who is the world's richest man, you'd actually have found a picture of me. I set off one day to see if I could show up above Bill Gates and Wikipedia on who's the richest man. I wasn't the first result, but I was in the top 5 at one time, so that was kind of cool. But I ran a search engine optimization service and I was able to rank for some really decently hard to reach topics. And as time goes on, more people are on YouTube watching instructional videos. My videos are kind of instructional and entertaining about money, but everybody would just Google the answer to their question. And I was selling ebooks, and I had this bright idea. What if I started a bunch of websites, not one or two, like 20 or 30 websites, and I would go and I would overtake every single financial result for ebooks and sell ebook courses, things like that. And in the summer of 2009, I actually sold $1.2 million worth of ebooks. They weren't my products. I was selling for somebody else. That wasn't my cut. My cut was very low compared to that. We're doing something called affiliate marketing, where you get a percentage of the sales that you get. So for certain ebooks, I was the first result on Google. I was the second search result. I was the third. I was the fourth. I was the fifth. There were some search results. I was the first 2 entire pages between a bunch of different websites. And I did that on a princely sum of $15 a month. I had a service called WebAir. We had dumpy, crappy shared hosting. And it exploded. And I was making my cut on, I want to say April or May 2009 was over 50 grand in a month. I would wake up in the morning, hit the refresh button on my computer, and I would find out that overnight I had made maybe $1,000, $2,000, which this YouTube money is great, but it's not near as much. So I did what any other aspiring entrepreneur who'd recently found wealth had done. I spent it like an idiot. And when I say an idiot, I don't mean I went out and bought a bunch of flashy cars, which I did buy a Dodge Ram pickup truck. That was probably the most expensive single item I bought for me, not for investing purposes. But I started spending the money on investments. And when I say investments, I mean I gave a guy 60 grand to invest for me in brokering data leads. It disappeared. I helped my brother buy an investment house up in Linden, Ohio. It's why I have my baseball bat rule. We bought a house together up in Linden in 2009, and it got completely stripped of all the copper, all the wiring. Crackheads, people of the rock, they came around the neighborhood and they would reach up to where as high as they could get, and they stole all of the aluminum siding off of the house. And it became a huge money pit. I think I lost $30,000 on that house. I don't know that I've talked about it on YouTube, but it happened, and Ben will agree with me. So I spent $60K on doing lead brokering, made me zero money. I spent $30,000 on the house up in Linden, Ohio, Columbus. Not a great neighborhood. Made zero on it. Bought a truck. Didn't go too overboard on it. Did it make money? I don't know. And then I found myself buying all this stuff that I didn't need. That one server that I had that was only $15 a month, it very quickly ballooned to a series of dedicated servers. I had a full-time web guy that was doing server maintenance for me. I paid him like $1,000 a month or $1,500 a month to maintain my servers. I didn't really need him. And the dedicated servers, and I found myself, I was spending over $1,000 a day. $1,000 a day to maintain these websites, employ people. I spent in extra marketing that I didn't need. And then July the 10th, 2009, my precious daughter, Juliet, was born. And I was sitting inside the hospital room with my wife, and I was refreshing the statistics on my website every so often. And then all of a sudden I got 404 errors. Here, July 2009, I wasn't very much aware of it, but there was a ginormous WordPress virus. All my sites ran on WordPress, which all the web devs that watch my channel, they're cringing right now. How could he sell $1.2 million on WordPress? Well, I did. That's just, I got the stats to back it up. I did. I sold like crazy on WordPress. And WordPress is kind of easily hackable. And my whole website ran on that, and it crashed while I was in the hospital with my daughter. My wife and I were finally released after a week. My daughter had kind of a rough birth. She was born very rough, I guess. Very bruised. She had some medical events when she was born. We got through that, and my laptop broke. And so for a 2-week period between the birth of my daughter and finally getting my websites up, I had no income. And I thought, that's okay. I've got all this money saved back. I probably had 30, 40, 50K in the bank. And then Google decided that they didn't like what I was doing with the search engine optimization. It wasn't really black hat, but they didn't like it, to say the least. And every single website I had in one day was gone. Banned completely from SEO. They were all deranked, de-indexed. And that money that I had in the bank, which was really great at the time, didn't really last that long, because then I found over time I went from thing to thing to thing. Between 2009 and 2010, 2011-ish, I eventually rebuilt a different SEO business. Oh yeah, we'll get to this in a minute. I rebuilt a different SEO business, built it up to making $50,000, $60,000 a year in my pocket rather than $50,000 a year in my pocket rather than $50,000 a month gross, which I spent like an idiot in 2009. Built it up, sold it, and that's why I'm here today doing this, because I took some of that money from my SEO business and started my real estate investment company, which does a heck of a lot better. It's more drama with tenants, but overall I don't have to compete with Google or a YouTube algorithm or things like that. But I'm thankful because the YouTube algorithm. So the thing that I wanted to talk about to you guys, we mentioned Webull. You should invest with them, open up your account with the affiliate link, and you should start on your wealth building journey today. See, I talk about financial independence and financial literacy on my channel as much as I possibly can. I know that a lot of you guys are here because of the quarter machine. You like quarters, and I would watch me too to count quarters. But more important than that is you have to become financially literate. At that time, I was printing money off websites and I was not financially literate. And I have nothing to show for it today. The transmission in that truck exploded on US 23, and I mean exploded physically, and I don't have anything to show for it. We got rid of the house in Linden for $8,000. I used the $8,000 to pay back taxes and bills and all this crazy stuff, and I have nothing to show for it. But then I got in real estate, and I found out how crappy I was with money. And then I started learning. I started researching Dave Ramsey. I started watching Graham Stephan. I started watching YouTube shows, started reading books, and I started to figure out how to live frugally. So the money that I did make lasted a heck of a lot longer. And then I was able to make investments. And my investments have blossomed over the past, 10 years-ish, and I've gotten better. So this money isn't going to go out and buy a bunch of stupid stuff. I bought what's in the box, and I'm very happy to add it to the channel, but once again, I'm not investing much beyond the box. And I did buy a note plus 10, and those are both paid for. Like, they're paid for. So I want to show you guys the new addition to Investment Joy. And like our channel if you haven't already. You see what it is, guys? It's a money machine. A real life money machine. I've been wanting one of these probably for 5 or 6 years. My friend probably 5 years ago, he went to jail, to federal prison for a substance, rock-like, but not exactly. And in the warrant for his arrest, they actually seized one of these things. And I thought, I should not buy one of these till I have a legitimate reason. So YouTube, you're my legitimate reason for one of these babies. So what we're going to do is we are going to load this thing up on the money, and we're going to have a really fun time counting it. All right, so I'm not super great with this. I got it last night or 2 days ago, and I've played around with it just a little bit. This money's going right back in the bank, but I figured this would be the most enjoyable way rather than a bunch of screenshots and silly numbers. So we're going to hit value. All right, here we are. I finally figured out how to get the machine to work properly, so we're going to put in all the money and see how much the total is. I got to select the bill first, put the money in. Here goes. There's the 20s, now the 50s. There's the 50 count. Now we're going to increase the value and go to hundreds. There we go. I'm going to hit the report and it'll show you the individual bill count. I know it sucks a little because of the glare, but there you go. $9,800. Oh yeah. So there we are, guys. $9,800 off YouTube just for the month of October, just for one video. You can kind of do the math yourself and figure out how much more money I've made since then. But like I said, the money doesn't really matter. I mean, yeah, having $9,800 is nice. It's not going to change my life. I could spend it on dumb stuff. I could invest it. But the thing is, if I spend this money wisely, it'll make more money. If I spend it like an idiot, it won't do me any good. And 2 years, 3 years from now, this YouTube channel and the YouTube money essentially will be worthless. Won't make any difference to me. So if you like this kind of content, please like and subscribe to our channel. Like I said, click the Webull link below. Start your own wealth journey. You'll get 2 free stocks if you sign up. There's some awesome promotions going on if you add $100 to your account. Deposit that, and we'll be doing some cool stuff on the Discord with IRA investing and with stocks. So once again, this is Brandon with Investment Joy. Thank you for watching.